Yo, we back with another death battle video. Last one was Simone versus Kyle, and Simone won. Now we got Tom the Cat versus Wile Coyote. And before this even starts, I'm low-key putting all of my money on Coyote, bro. Bro is a genius. He's dealing with a speed, bro. He's a genius, bro. I don't know. Their stats could be equal, but he's smarter than Tom. GG, he wins. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we'll learn more. But for now, Coyote got it. Let's see. Let's get to the video. Enough yapping. Let's go. You cost me my dinner. Bro, there's no way Tom got this, bro.
Coyote, the fastest and furriest of the Looney Tunes.
Tomcat, the powerhouse pussycat from Tom and Jerry.
The fans voted for it and we're here to deliver.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills
There's
to
just
find
no
out
way.
who would win a death battle.
There's no way Tom wins, bro. There's no way.
In tales told over a shimmering campfire by the tribes people of North America, there was no figure so cunning, so bold as Coyote. To the Miwok, he was a Prometheus who stole fire from the heavens to give to humanity. To the Sewetmuk, he was a foolish trickster who could die and return to life.
And to the Brothers Warner, he's just a poor dumb schmuck who can't catch a break.
To this day, the great Coyote stalks the American Southwest, hunting his indefatigable prey, the
Not a single
Roadrunner.
W on his name.
Modern
Unfortunate.
Wile Coyote is driven by a ruthless entrepreneurial spirit.
Yeah, and it drove him straight off a cliff. He'll chase that bird-shaped happily ever after to his own inevitable undoing. Such is the lot of the common man.
You might not expect it from an anthropomorphic canine Job, but Wiley was born the son of world-famous hunter Cage E. Coyote. His father raised him from infancy to hound his avian adversary and forbade him to speak until he tasted victory. On the face,
I didn't know that
easy
part.
task. Coyotes are incredibly adaptable predators, capable of hunting in both rural and urban environments.
They're also speedy little demons. They can sprint at up to 43 miles per hour, though that's cold comfort when that blue meeping bastard can make beams of light look stone still or outrun a car that was moving fast enough to travel through time.
Frankly, it's incredible
Speedster
that Wiley
shenanigans.
manages to consistently keep up with his prey at all. But he does.
No, really, it's actually stated that only a, quote, tiny little extra burst of speed separates the Coyote and the Roadrunner. Heck, Bugs Bunny himself needed to take super speed supplements in order to move fast enough to outrun Wiley.
But almost as fast
tough.
isn't fast enough. Fortunately, Wiley's got an endless assortment of gadgets, gizmos, and reams of blueprints to make up the difference.
He's got your classics like dynamite, anvils, and spring-loaded boxing gloves, along with heavier artillery like heat-seeking missiles, a 10 billion volt electromagnet, and a friggin' trebuchet, a Reddit favorite.
Many of which he invented himself and uses in excruciatingly detailed schemes that inevitably go awry. Despite being a
Always freaking failing.
self-described super genius, Wiley has an officially measured IQ of 3.
That's the same IQ as a cactus.
Damn, that's
Okay,
crazy.
the test results were fake, but he's still an idiot.
So why not let a soulless corporation do the hard work for him?
Acme sells any product that you can imagine, and Wiley is their most devoted customer, contributing up to 99% of its multi-billion-dollar revenue.
Bro, he better get a membership. What?
Thanks for the inherited wealth, Pops. Oh, don't worry, I'm spending it all in one place.
He's got an Acme Book of Magic, Acme Clonomatic, Acme Death Ray,
That's
Acme City in a Box,
okay,
Acme
that's funny.
Universal Remote, which can pause, fast forward, and rewind a person through time.
Too bad half the stuff Wiley uses is intentionally sabotaged because Acme's board of directors is exclusively Roadrunners.
Bruh,
My man
okay, that's
cannot
crazy.
catch a break, but he sure can take some punishment.
No matter the severity of his failures, Wiley is still a tune and can bounce back from just about anything.
He's been sliced, stabbed, squashed, exploded, melted, blasted into a
I
constellation,
mean, every tune
and
is immortal,
overall
bro.
verbed for
Tune
the
force is
last
crazy.
87 years straight without ever actually dying. He once got fully disintegrated into ash and popped back up like it was nothing.
Similar to the immortal Coyote of Sewetmuk legend.
He's also shattered the fourth wall tons of times and even left the comic page entirely to catch the Roadrunner. Ah, so close.
And it failed.
Believe it or not, there is actually a biological reason for these abilities, Looney DNA. Every toon's got it, not just the
Right,
Looney ones,
everyone got
and it's
Toon
what
Force.
lets them survive fatal damage up to being fully erased off the page, essentially dictating their personal slice of reality to whatever is funny.
Like how gravity only affects the Coyote when he looks down.
Toons are immune to the laws of physics as
Toon
we
Force,
know
Toon
them.
Force, Toon
That's
Force.
why Wile developed a counter to this immortality, the Looney DNA Dissolver, which leaves Toons vulnerable to fatal wounds the same way we are. Yet again, so close. You can't say he hasn't tried everything.
It was Wile's experience as a veteran Toon that landed him a job at Acme University as
No
department
way,
chair
bro.
of the School of Hard
Where's
Knocks,
this from?
teaching up-and-coming Tiny Toons how to use their abilities.
Okay, so Naruto.
And just like Naruto's jutsus, Toon Force works like an actual power system, with more experienced Toons like Wile who are more powerful
typical
than their
Eternal.
younger counterparts.
And that means Wile should be capable of replicating feats and abilities performed by any other Looney Tune, like traveling between different mediums or altering the plot of the cartoon he's in.
And my favorite was the time Plucky Duck used Marvin the Martian's matter transmogrifier to suck up the entire universe.
And then suck up the animator animating his universe.
And then suck up the animator's universe for good measure.
Wiley's got a cushy 10-year job teaching that stuff. Impressive for an abject failure at his life mission. He's helped stop a meteor from destroying Earth, beat the Monstars in basketball, and even, oh snap, caught the Roadrunner! Oh wait, never mind. So,
Bro, that's damn near the entire, like that's their entire history right there. Him and Roadrunner, bro. He will have. I remember this one episode where it was like a box. It was like an indestructible box. I don't know if I'm picturing it correctly, but they caught the Roadrunner in the box, and somehow, some way, at the end of it, he ended up in the box. And it was see-through. Like, what? How? That's the whole time, bro. He would catch him. He would catch him one time, and then for some way, somehow, some way, he ends up in his machine and he's cooked.
damn close.
According to 1977's Tweety and Sylvester issue 67, Wile
Roadrunner got
Coyote
plot
has
armor
attempted to
for-
catch the Roadrunner 4,776,842 times. Scaling to the present, that's over 10 million failures.
That takes dedication, or maybe self-destructive stubbornness. Too blinded by bird lust to see the forest for the trees.
But Acme's intentional malfunctions and Coyote's recklessness don't account for all of his catastrophes. There's something else, something grander, otherworldly, standing in the way of our furry friend's salvation.
Wiz, there's no other way to say it. God is just plain out to get this guy.
And by God, we mean the closest thing that exists for
Bruh.
Coyote and Roadrunner. Chuck Jones.
The guy that created him and helped forge the Looney Tunes into how we know him today.
Originally meant to be a parody of earlier chase cartoons like, well, Tom and Jerry, Jones established several rules for their animated shorts that
All right, let's read this super quickly. The Roadrunner cannot harm the Coyote except by going beep beep. No outside force can harm the Coyote. Only his own ineptitude or the failure of Acme products. What? The Coyote could stop anytime if he were not a fanic. Creep it. A fanic is one who redoubles his effort when he has forgotten his aim. No dialogue ever, except beep beep. The Roadrunner must stay on the road. Otherwise, logically, he would not be called Roadrunner. I never even noticed he was never on, like, I never noticed he was not on the road. He was always on the road. All actions must be confined to the natural environment of the two characters. Okay? All the materials, tools, weapons, or mechanical conveniences must be obtained from the Acme Corporation. Whenever possible, make gravity the Coyote's greatest enemy. The Coyote is always more humiliated than harmed by his own failures. Oh, bro, this is crazy.
superseded Coyote's
This is outright rules saying that Roadrunner is the main character.
warping toon abilities.
Rules that cover his obsession, faulty products, and the fact that no outside force, not even the Roadrunner, is to blame for his defeat.
Okay,
Just him.
just him.
While other creatives have altered this formula in the decades since Jones's departure, these rules have effectively made the Coyote's defeats cosmically ordained.
God nerfed Wile Coyote. In all our years making Death Battle, we have never seen a
Excuse me.
handicap like that.
But what else can you expect from our fanatical furry failson? He's the Sultan of Slapstick, the CEO of Second Place, the swing and a miss superstar.
So basically, modern day Spider-Man.
As long as he picks himself
If you
back
know, you
up
know.
and dusts off the ashes, that'll never be all, folks, for Wile Coyote.
Zeb Wells Spider-Man. Holy.
The year was 1939. War raged in Europe between the British Tommies and the German Jerrys. As the beleaguered English made their miraculous escape from the German encirclement off the coast of Dunkirk,
brother, just get to
one
Tom and
might have
Jerry,
called
bro.
the battle
Oh my
a
gosh.
Game of cat and mouse?
Oh,
Wow,
brother.
is that actually where their names come from? I'm looking this up.
Regardless of their names' origin, William Hanna and Joseph Barbera's infamous cat and mouse duo became the undisputed kings of slapstick comedy.
Jerry,
The
my
formula
goat.
is simple, and we all know it. Tom
my
Cat
goat.
chases Jerry Mouse around the house. Brutal, bone-shaking, I felt that in my balls violence ensues, and Tom is reprimanded by Mammy Two Shoes.
Who is, let's say, very much from the 1940s.
And if you're like me, all you wanted to see was Tom wipe that smug smirk off that little rat's face. Despite my well-documented hatred of cats, even I've got to cringe at years of propaganda to convince us to side with the filthy, flea-ridden rodent over man's second best friend. Oh, be
Second.
God.
House cats
'Cause
like
dogs
Tom
better.
are actually some of Earth's most successful predators. They can run up to 30 miles per hour, leap 6 feet high, and despite being commonly perceived as nocturnal, they're actually crepuscular and hunt in the dawn and evening.
Tom specifically is a British shorthair. They're strong, stocky Roman cats bred to withstand harsh conditions. And for Tom, harsh conditions is an understatement.
Tom has collected a crazy assortment of weapons in his war against mousekind. Sure, most of it is the stuff
Mousekind?
you can find around the average American household, like baseball bats, lead pipes,
And guns! Lots and lots of guns.
Bro,
But
wait,
he's
bro,
got
stay
wackier
strapped up.
things like a magic wand, a robo-cat, vanishing cream, and a smart cap that gives him all the knowledge in the world.
I'm partial to the Sword of Light and Dark, which severs you from your own shadow,
Bro.
or the Rewind Remote, which can move your victim backwards through time.
And you can't forget the cat car and cat jet, spelled with K's, of course,
Bro,
but just
what
the
the
cat
fuck?
part.
Tom's arsenal is heavily improvisational, which fits his quick thinking in fights over Thanksgiving turkey. Though he often loses his bouts with Jerry, it's not usually because he's dumb or incompetent. Rather, he's just genuinely outplayed.
Yeah, because Jerry's genuinely just better. Genuinely,
Even
actually.
in defeat, he's one tough son of a gun. He's been crushed, blown up, had every bone in his body broken, shattered, melted, and vaporized to dust, and survived.
Well, mostly. Tom actually has kicked the bucket multiple times, but little known cat fact, he has 9 lives, as established in the episode Heavenly Puss.
Oh, Wiz was conducting some different kind of research when he stumbled on that episode.
Very funny. Even if Tom starts to use his lives up, he has a potion that just restores them.
Or he can
Oh.
physically go get them back from hell, where all cats go.
Extremely hardcore for a tune, but there isn't much of a limit to what Tom can do. He can clone himself, levitate in the air, make his imagination real, and even break the fourth wall and enter the real world.
Yeah, if you only watch the classic cartoons from the 40s, you may be in for a shock. Tom and Jerry gets buck wild, much like the actual inspiration
Coyote might be cooked. I don't know.
for their names. Thank you, Google.
Oh, you're still on this?
Toy Whiz. They were actually named after the 2 characters in Pierce Egan's delightful life in London, Jerry Hawthorne and Corinthian Tom. It was adapted to the stage with the title Tom and Jerry, which later became a catch-all term in 1800s England for young, drunken rabble-rousers.
One could, in fact, say that many rabbles were roused the times Tom destroyed a planet-busting
Did he guy just come
asteroid,
at me out the
lifted up
freaking
the sun, and was
meteor?
blown up into a constellation. And he was just fine. Just a bunch of stars now, but he's okay.
He taked an explosion that launched him through time to the Stone Age and has run through space at massively faster than light speeds.
That shouldn't be a surprise when he and Jerry have been at each other's throats for over 80 years now. But what may surprise
That's
you is the
crazy.
fact that
Old
at the
ass
end of the
animals.
day, they're actually friends.
And they've worked together tons of times to save the day, like when they helped a
Yeah,
little
bro.
orphan girl,
They're
Robin
simply just
Starling,
being homies, bro. Homies hate on each other all the time, bro.
find her way home.
All the time.
That's a nice end to their story.
Don't you believe it? Now is when we have to talk about Tom and Jerry Chase.
What is that?
Long ago, the warrior god, Lord of Sichuan, Erlong Shen, battled the tricksy and indomitable Mouse King atop Peach Mountain, leading the goddess Celeste to
Wukong,
declare the
but
two
Mouse?
the strongest
Mouse Khan.
warriors in the realm. And they were, in fact, Tom and Jerry. They were even stronger than Devil Tom,
What?
who repelled corruption by the darkness. This mysterious, malevolent force threatened to consume the tree of life, whose branches encompass all of time and space. Banding together, these warriors used the star element to dispel the darkness and save the universe.
Interesting.
What the fuck?
While it may sound completely insane, it is. Chase is a Chinese mobile gacha game whose lore is not
Are we
entirely in
counting
keeping
that
with the
for-
spirit of the source material. However, it is officially licensed
All
by
right,
Warner
maybe
Brothers
we
Interactive
are. Who knows?
Entertainment,
If
which
that's the case, Coyote's cooked.
means we have to include it in our research.
Coyote's
So that
cooked.
the gods may grant us mere mortals some heavenly push.
No.
Friendly rivalry aside, though, Tom has actually managed to catch the little rat fair and square a few times.
By my count of the original shorts, 19 times.
I could watch
19
him
out
on
of-
repeat
19
forever.
out of
Too
what, though?
bad He's
Out of
still
what,
a
though?
filthy feline.
'Cause
The only
19 out of
kitty
100
I
is
truly
still kinda
respect
crazy.
is named after booze.
Well then, you're in luck, because the Tom and Jerry of English literature later became the namesake for a famous Christmas cocktail.
Because there's no better
Tom
way
and
to get
Jerry.
absolutely trashed than with good old Tom and Jerry.
All right, the combatants are...
Yo, bro, I'm not like this. You know, we always do this before the event actually happens. The fight actually starts. We do a little interlude, and I'm not gonna lie, a little pre-game talk. I'm not gonna lie. I still got Coyote, only cause he's smarter, but he loses to his own devices. So I think Tom is going to win, cause Tom does not lose to his own devices. He loses to people outplaying him, outsmarting him. And Coyote loses to himself. So there won't be any outsmarting. So I'm not going to lie. I'm giving it to Tom. I want to give it to Tom. I know I said earlier in the video that Coyote got it, but I'm giving it to Tom. Let's get to the video. Let's see.
are set. And we've
All right,
run the
Tom,
data
cook
through
up,
all
cook up.
possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
All right, Tom, cook up. You know what I'm saying? I bet. We team Tom right now. Damn, okay. They linking up. Crossover. How did he cost him? Yo, he's just hating now. Oh my god, lie. Now that I know context, he's hating. What do you mean he costed you your dinner? Y'all reminding he's minding his business. Yo, Tom cooking, bro. Hell no, Tom cooking, bro. What? How do you come in my house accusing me? Oh nah. Leave. No. How did it get here? Oh no, this is in the head. All right, invisible potion. Yo, bro, what's going on? Okay. Fuck is that? High speed. Super speed. Bro, what is this Looney Tune ass fight? Gang, what the hell? Bro, this is trippy. Should we have seen that coming? Boom! That's what I'm talking about! To enforce a boom! Bus said, let me inspect that. Uh-oh, there comes GG. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Are we for real? Are we for real? Yo. Bro. I should have seen that coming. I should have seen that coming. Bro. Oh my gosh, yo. Are we for real?
Wile E. Coyote, super genius.
Okay. All right.
Oh, thank God one of them actually died this time. I mean, no! Animal cruelty, no!
Considering coyotes eat cats, I'm not surprised.
While both Cat and Coyote were incredibly powerful, they weren't literal gods who could snap their problems away. They had limitations and weaknesses that could be exploited, especially by each other.
Gosh,
Let's
man.
first talk their stats.
Both were strong enough to contend with universe-threatening phenomena, but comparing Wile to Plucky Duck, Looney Tunes can not only destroy their own universe, but their animators as well.
And while Tom could move faster than light, Wile could keep up with the Roadrunner, who could outspeed a car fast enough to travel through time.
Okay.
That's immeasurably fast, and much faster than Tom. Wile gets the edge in stats.
Wile's arsenal was a bit better too, believe it or not. Even eliminating the devices that have been shown to malfunction, he still countered everything Tom had.
The biggest being the Looney DNA Dissolver, which could render Tom's cartoony healing factor moot and end the fight.
While Tom has never been shown to have Looney DNA specifically, the concept clearly has nothing to do with actual DNA molecules.
Looney Tunes have been erased completely and still returned, so it's clearly something more fundamental to their essence.
And since the Dissolver works on any tunes, not just the Looney ones, it should apply to Tom. But considering how much of a screw-up Wile is, it wasn't a sure bet. Hell, it could have backfired, especially considering how much more competent Tom is.
When it came to intelligence, Wile's engineering and scheming genius were often defeated by his own ego and stubbornness.
This
Tom,
is
on the
no
other
way
hand, was consistently more flexible, pragmatic, and victorious in his fights. He definitely gets the edge there.
Oh, and Tom has one other big advantage. He doesn't have God nerfing him.
And that's the big question. Was Tom capable enough to benefit from Wile's narrative-enforced bad luck and see the DNA Dissolver backfire against him?
That bad luck is a core part of Wile's character as a cartoon. So let's call it
funny.
his, toonliness.
To find the answer, we dug deep through the bowels of Looney Tunes lore and ended up in an unexpected place: Space Jam.
Where Wile yet again
Are we for
fails
real?
against the Roadrunner, but against the villains of the movie, the Monstars, he actually scores.
And scores again in the sequel, more than anyone else. But according to Chuck Jones's rules, that shouldn't happen, right?
Throughout his entire history, Wile's cosmically ordained failures only occur when he's specifically chasing the Roadrunner, or other tunes the plot bends around like Bugs, because that's
'Cause
what
Bugs is
Chuck
golden.
Jones's rules were written for: Coyote and Roadrunner cartoons.
And even then, looking closely, they've been broken a few times throughout the decades, even during Chuck Jones's tenure.
Without the universe nerfing him, there's no reason to think Wile couldn't eventually land a hit with the Looney DNA Dissolver.
Especially when the only reason it failed was because of the Roadrunner's intervention, a direct violation of Chuck Jones's limitations on the Coyote.
And especially when it's the only thing that either one had that could kill the other.
Despite lacking Wile's narrative impediments, and despite having a better track record overall, Tom ultimately had no surefire way to kill Wile, whereas Wile's superior strength, speed, and looting arsenal ensured his victory.
Wiley gave one hell of a chase and left Tom Jones in for a rematch.
Oh, I should have seen that coming, bro. Dang.
Winner is Wile Coyote.
All right, listen. Since I said Coyote was gonna win in the beginning of the video, technically I'm correct. So even though I switched up, erase that, bro. Ignore that. That didn't happen. I was always Team Coyote from the jump. You know what I'm saying? That's my goat. Cook up.
Next time on Death Battle.
This is Miles Morales. What? What? I'm not going to lie. Miles is getting cooked. Oh my gosh. Specifically, Spider-Verse Miles. Obviously, comics. We're not talking about that. I'm assuming. But you're probably gonna talk about comic Miles. Obviously, I'm just saying, like. I mean, you know what I'm saying. If it's just Spider-Verse Miles, which I'm sure they're not going to, but based on what I'm seeing, Miles is getting cooked. Come on, bro. I don't think he got it over Midoriya. Come on now.
Subscribe and join as a member to see.
Am I tweaking or is Spider-Man gonna win? I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Nah, Deku's about to cook him. Holy! We are gonna be there next week or whenever. I said next week like it's a weekly thing. Whenever they drop that, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, enough of that. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. I'm gonna catch y'all later. My goat Coyote won, as I always believed he was going to win from the start. You know what I'm saying? I'm catch y'all later. Peace.